You are listening to Feed the Beast, a weekly podcast exploring all things food with business partners, spouses, and your hosts, Chef Chris Paul and nutritionist Leanne Charles Paul of Everything We Eat. I hope you're hungry, because it's time to feed
your inner beast.
Welcome back to Feed the Beast. I'm your host, Chris Paul. Fortunately, Leanne would not be able to join us today. And today we have our guest, Michelle Silberman from Chocamo. Did I say it right?
Yes, Chocamo. Ti amo, Chocamo.
Oh, okay. Cool. How's it going today?
It's going really well, especially because I get to start my day with you guys.
Cool. And the other guy that she's referring to is Ryan, the producer for The Grit. I'm going to be filling in for Leanne for today. And I actually I got to speak to Michelle a few months ago when I had my own podcast, Wealthadelphia. So we talked about some of the things that we'll probably kind of get into again today.
Cool. So to get started, we'll do our food news. And I know we had a few of these, but once again, there's a recall on beef, this time about 7 million pounds.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a huge amount. The company is JBS Tolson, and they're actually one of the largest meat producers in the world. And the weird thing is, if you notice what I said, it's a salmonella outbreak.
Yeah,
you would
not
think,
E. coli.
You'd think beef E. coli. So they're still trying to figure out, the USDA is doing a lot of investigation, because I'm still trying to figure out, like, what happened. You know, it's like, did one chicken just fall in a batch of beef or something? But unfortunately, a lot of people did get sick, and, you know, of course, any recall affects, not only does it affect consumers, it also affects small businesses. I think a while ago we did the Cinco de Mayo. There was a recall on tortilla chips.
Yeah.
And as bad as it is, it's very inconvenient, because there was a lot of people, even some people I work with, that were like, we need chips for like tacos today. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, man.
But it's like, it's a recall, so it's not only the customer, it's like you actually can't use the product. So, what do? I'm sure you might have to maybe find a more expensive alternative, less convenient. And, do you really get compensated for that? I don't know. Maybe if there's a class action lawsuit, you could go back and say, okay, we lost X amount of revenue. But I think it's just bad for business in general.
Yeah, with the class action lawsuit, those are great. But in terms of recouping your losses, it's going to be like 10 years later, and you're going to get like $10 or something like that.
Yeah, once everyone gets paid out, it's like the inconvenience, it's the time you can't account for.
Time is money.
So how did this get started? What inspired you to make Chocamo?
Well, back in the 7th grade, in Miss Wheeler's public speaking class, we had to get up in front of the class and share an idea. And the whole purpose of that project was just to get 13-year-olds up in front of a class of other 13-year-olds and comfortable speaking in general. So me and my best friend Dana thought cookies and milk is America's favorite snack. How cool would it be to drink milk right out of your cup made of cookie? Plus, we weren't very big fans of dishes, so no mess, no cleanup. You just eat the cup after. And my teacher, she liked the creativity that we had going between us, and it really just became a joke for many years. People still ask about Dana. We're still best friends. She's one of our #1 taste testers, but she's actually in law school and took a totally different path. But she's a huge supporter still. Awesome. And this came up again in my undergrad experience at Drexel University, and it was pitched in an entrepreneurship class. And after that, my teacher really encouraged me to go and start testing it out. So I went back to my dorm room, flipped over muffin pans, and started testing the product. Unfortunately, the oven wasn't great. One side burnt to a crisp, the other side was runny cookie dough, and that was the first batch of cookie cups. And fast forward years later, we have a custom recipe. We do everything from scratch. We use high-quality ingredients, unbleached flour, vanilla extract, whole eggs. You can't get better than the ingredients that you put into a product. So we always like to start with
so
quality
it's pretty
ingredients.
Cool. Essentially, it is still a cookie. So you're getting the cookie flavor. It's just mobile, portable, and non-porous. I guess, how are you making it sustained? I guess you're doing icing and other...
Yeah, so that's one element is the cookie shell itself. So it's a cup baked out of cookie dough. And then the next step for us is putting a layer of either dark chocolate on the inside or cream cheese frosting. And we make our cream cheese frosting from scratch, and it comes in many different flavors. So that's the way we're able to really differentiate for your palate.
And we've actually got a pink lemonade set of cookie cups in front of us.
Yep.
So is that it's sweet pink lemonade cream cheese?
Yeah, it's
ice?
strawberry lemonade
Or strawberry
frosting.
lemonade. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then it has white glitter flakes on top as well.
Nice. Yeah, I've had the cookie cups before, so I'm definitely excited to try this new incarnation.
Thank you.
How many drink servings do you think you could get out of a cookie cup? Have you tested it?
It's funny you ask. I've had customers tell me that they've done 7 or 8 chocolate martinis out of them. It really holds up. As far as hot liquid, it won't hold up to as many. Maybe 1 to 2 for hot liquid. But typically people just want to eat it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, when I had the because you know as you did today when I interviewed you, gave me like a little sample pack. So I actually brought it to the restaurant I work in and did a little shot of espresso out of it and then ate it, and that worked really well. I mean, it was perfect. You know,
Thank you.
You don't need to use it more than once.
Yeah.
Get your espresso, eat it. You know,
Pass it around.
We like to think of it as a sweet canvas for the dessert of your dreams.
yeah, and it's sustainable too. Look at that. You know, no waste.
There's a ton of different applications, right?
Sure.
So besides, obviously milk, which was the basis.
Yeah.
Now we've moved into, like I said, hot. You have coffee,
Yeah.
you have hot chocolate. Now, are you experimenting with anything that's alcoholic beverages at all? Like,
Yeah, so we do a lot of boozy catering, actually. We launched our catering, relaunched catering, actually, earlier this year, and we do so much with booze, actually. So the pink lemonade goes amazing with champagne or Prosecco. Add a raspberry or Pop Rocks for a real bang.
That sounds like a good like a New Year's Eve. Yeah, I like that.
We also do spiced apple cider with whiskey in the pumpkin spice cookie cup. We call it Falling in Love. We love puns.
Yeah.
But there's so many applications to the product. And actually, in catering, we rolled out with another product line. It's called Dessert Shooters, where we take just the cookie shell and then we fill them with tiramisu, creme brulee, cheesecake.
Solid.
Yeah, it becomes more of like a dessert shooter, but instead of using a plastic or a glass cup, we're using the cookie shell.
Now, is it smaller? Do you have different sizes?
Right now, this is the size, but funny you ask, we are working on the next cookie cup, which is called the Nano Bite. That will be BITE.
Nice.
So it will be smaller than this. That's been the big ask in catering. It's just taking a long time because we have to customize all of our...
The recipes.
Yep.
And the mold and everything, I'm
mold.
assuming, yeah.
Yeah, the recipe will actually be the same, but the
Baking
quantity
time,
of dough
maybe?
used per unit will be...
Yeah.
Yeah, baking time will shift. And also our equipment, we need to get a new attachment for it, and we need new molds, new packaging. So the rollout for a smaller product, although it's so similar, still takes a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, how do you like determine what products you're gonna try to develop? Is that like all based on customer feedback, or like in terms of like how did you figure out, oh, we're gonna do the Nano Bite? Was that all customer stuff?
That was highly based on customer feedback because we work with so many caterers and event planners, and what we're noticing is, especially in desserts or food in general, people want small bites.
Yeah.
Gets rid of the guilt.
Yeah.
It also gives them a variety of flavor that they can experience. So
You can do it almost like an hors d'oeuvre.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the next version that we're going to work on is savory shells.
Nice.
So that you can have a soup shot out of them,
Yeah.
or you can serve
That's
salad
awesome.
out of a cookie shell, but it won't necessarily be made out of cookie. It'll be,
Maybe like a cracker. Or
yeah,
something.
more like a cracker or a Parmesan crisp or something of that nature.
Nice.
Now, I guess, how hard was it to find, like, being that this is very custom, like, packaging, like, molding, like, did it take a while to be like, where do y'all get this from,
It took a very long time, and some aspects took longer than others. I mean, we actually collaborated with another company that I met through the CCE, and they helped us with our packaging, and we got our packaging done in Thailand. Our molding, we got done in India. We did a lot of self-research. Like, for example, we use paper straws for cookie cups when we serve cocktails or milk. So we just ordered, like, thousands of straws, and we had to get it from a manufacturer in Asia. And even that took a long time. That was actually...
shorter, I guess, or...
We are actually hand cutting them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I wish
wow.
that they could be the right size,
Okay.
but the equipment doesn't even make the smallest it makes it is 10 centimeters, and we need it even smaller than that. So
Okay.
yeah, it's been tricky, but we make do, and I think that's part of the beautiful experience of Chocamo is that we are customizing. We're always thinking of what's best for our customers, and I'm okay with it taking a long time. And I realize over time that is also a strength that I can bring and help other friends that are trying to develop packaging or production, because my brain just works that way now after doing it for so many years.
Yeah.
And I guess you're battling between like how much can you automate versus how much do you have to do by hand, and
Yes.
it's like just a happy medium, I guess.
Yeah, like we're still spreading the chocolate and the frosting by hand, which looks beautiful, but
It does for everybody out there.
Thank you.
You can't see it, but
scale-wise, the goal is to figure out a technology that could at least help, even if
Smear.
smear.
So where do we find Chocomo? Like, are you on Amazon? Are you like in retail?
So we're on Amazon, on our own website, which is chocamo.com, or for everyone out there, cookiecup.com. We got that URL earlier this year. I was really excited about it.
Awesome.
okay.
You could also find us at Scoop de Ville, De Bruno's, Whole Foods, stateside on the secret menu. We work with a lot of the local caterers and event planners as well. And if people are interested in booking us for an event, you can just connect with us through our website or through our Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, which is Chocamo Desserts, CHOCAMO Desserts.
Now, I know in the past you were kind of juggling different things. Is Chocomo your main?
Yeah,
purpose?
Chocamo is my main thing right now. And it's been really amazing. We've actually been in hiring mode lately.
Nice.
We just, almost 3 weeks ago, we hired an operations manager, and it's been like a breath of fresh air on the team. It's very helpful to have someone that's learning all of the ins and outs of the business so that I can focus on business development, because the sales piece really rides on my shoulders. So do a lot of other aspects of the business, but that's where I need to spend a lot of my time. We've also been hiring cookie cutters, as we like to call them, kitchen staff.
Awesome.
And we've been hiring people for marketing. We work with Drexel. We're a Drexel co-op employer, so we always have some interns from Drexel as well.
How do you determine like when you're at the point to scale? Like how do you make that decision? Because that seems like a hard thing to know. Like, is it just like once you start to feel a little bit too overwhelmed, it's like, okay, we need to bring somebody new on?
I guess it really depends. A book that helped me figure that piece out is called The E-Myth, The Entrepreneur Myth.
Okay.
And it talks about the 3 roles in business: the technical, the managerial, and the entrepreneurial. So the technical role, and the example in the book is actually a pie baker. So I thought that was really quite fitting for a book.
Did they write it for you?
So the technical role is the chef, the person that is putting in the physical labor to produce or manufacture a product. The manager is the next step up, where you start managing the resources, having multiple people in the kitchen, because one person has a certain output of product, but 10 people in the kitchen has a much larger output. Then you got to start managing those resources. And then the level up from that is the entrepreneur, the person that steers the ship, the vision, shares the core values with the team, and so on. And for a long time, you're supposed to play all 3 roles. And I did, and I still do to an extent, but bit by bit, I'm starting to give away different hats or components of what my main job description is. So it's getting to be really exciting. I always tell my team my goal is to be excited for Monday morning meetings, and I really am. But my other goal is for them to be excited for Monday morning meetings.
Cups?
We do once in a while, not on a weekly basis, but whenever we roll out a new flavor, or we'll do a random 3 p.m. snack time in the office. Photo shoots are really delicious.
Yeah, I can imagine. So how many people do you about employ now?
So everyone is still a contractor and part-time, but our core team consists of 7 people.
Wow, that's great.
And then we have a few more people that are in the kitchen. So, our offices are on Drexel's campus in the Biata Institute, the incubator. That's where we do our day-to-day operations. And then our kitchen is in North Philly, actually in Classic Cakes facility. So that was really exciting for me. I worked very, very hard to move on to the next step of production. And I went from what we did in one mix, and what we did in 7.5 mixers, we can do in 1 small mixer at our new facility.
Wow. Yeah.
So it saves us a lot of time.
Really scaling it up. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
And now baking, I guess, do they have the same capabilities? Because you need to bake like a ton at a time.
Yeah, they have better capabilities actually than our last space. So the facility we're out of, they produce like 12,000 cheesecakes a day, and that's only one of the things that they're manufacturing.
Oh, wow.
So they have way more oven space. It's really exciting. I would love to take you on a tour if you'd like to check it out sometime.
You say it's in North Philly? Mm-hmm. Awesome. And are there other entrepreneurs there? Or?
There are not.
Oh, cool.
No,
So
so
you're
we're
like
actually the
first.
only, we're the only ones that are subleasing from the company that actually uses the space.
That's
Oh,
nice,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
How did you like get that connection?
It was really funny, actually. I was looking to connect with this company, and I asked for the connection in the correct way. Like, I had a sibling from the owner try to connect me to the company, and nothing really panned out that way.
Yeah.
But I was part of a street festival, and my friend was hosting it, and it was supposed to be 500 people, but it was so hot outside, it was only 50 people. And this random guy came up to my table, and he started asking me questions about the business. So, there weren't many people. I had time to chat with him. And he said, so where do you make this? I said, funny you ask. We're actually looking for a new space. And he had nothing really to do with the food. I mean, he's a distiller, actually, so kind of the beverage industry, but nothing really to do with the food industry. And he turned to me and he said, one of my friends is the best pastry chef in all of Philly. You should talk to him. I'm like, who's your friend? And he said, he brings cheesecakes to Darts on Tuesday. So he gave me the chef's number, and I got to call Chef Bennett, and he has just been an incredible, incredible person. I think I've never met a pastry chef that has the types of characteristics, the big heart, and the leadership capability that Chef Bennett does. So aside from the kitchen space being amazing, I also just love working out of that facility because I see someone that is leading the crew and everyone respects him. So as a leader, it's just nice to take example from someone that's doing a great job.
Yeah, that's awesome. You said they're doing 12,000.
Cheesecakes. Yeah, they also do wedding cakes and a lot of other desserts.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and that's so 12,000. You said a day, and that's
Yeah, that's
just
their capability.
cheesesteaks or just cheesesteak cakes.
Cheesecake, cheesesteak. It's
Yeah.
all great. It's all Philly.
Yeah,
Pre-baking, you could do a cheesecake steak pie, maybe.
That sounds actually, well, it could be creative.
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe a really interesting cup in the future.
Leave it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we do savory, maybe we'll do cheesesteak shooters.
the visionary. And is he, you said his name's Chef Bennett, is he like a sort of like a partner with you? Not like a partner necessarily financially, but does he kind of give you guidance? Or is it more kind of you utilizing the
We
facility?
utilize the space. I always run stuff by him, and he's kind of become like an unofficial mentor in a sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but nothing official.
Okay.
So you've mentioned where we could find you, so people could directly contact you. What are some of your handles? How do we follow you, what you're doing?
Yeah, so please check us out online at cookiecup.com, and our social media accounts are Chocamo Desserts. That's CHOCAMODESSERTS. And that's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please shoot us a message or a like, and we'll definitely interact with you guys. We actually run a ton of Instagram giveaways and Facebook
cool.
giveaways,
So
so
be
check
sure to
us
follow
out.
them.
Yeah, be sure to follow us to get some free cookie cups.
Yeah, I'm on the Instagram, and then I also am on your email list.
Oh,
so
cool.
there's a lot of good stuff that comes my way, guys. So definitely sign up for it.
Yeah.
Sweet deals, pun intended.
Yeah, you said you love puns. You were
Yes,
not
we
kidding.
do. And if anyone's interested in catering, they can also reach out to us. We ship BYOF, bring your own filling catering kits nationwide, or locally we deliver, and also locally we're able to do on-site catering with our Cookie Cup crew.
Nice.
Awesome. And to close out, we have one highlight Jerk Chicken Man, which we're looking forward to interviewing him, but been following him for a while, and he has, I think, some of the best jerk chicken in Philly. Great news is they're permanently at Sherman Mills, right in East Falls, so they actually have a storefront now where he used to do a lot of pop-ups, different catering events. Now I think they're open from 12 to 9 throughout the week, so you could actually order through all the major carriers like Caviar, everything else, and you could also go to pick up. And he's had some new products. I know he's been doing the jerk salmon. He has jerk turkeys coming up for Thanksgiving. So
Expanding the brand.
if you
Sounds
like jerk,
delicious.
it's the guy. And he has a ton of cool sauces as well. And besides that, be sure to check us out on Everything We Eat Philly, everythingweeat.com for upcoming events, as well as Chris Ball Chef on Instagram. And once again, thanks for coming.
Thank
we
you for
look
having
forward
me.
to eating these pink lemonade,
Yes.
strawberry lemonade cookies in support of breast cancer.
Awesome. And we will see you next week on Feed the Beast. Hello, everyone. This is Ryan Martin, the producer and sound engineer for The Grit Studios. If you enjoy our podcasts, the most important thing you can do to support us is share this episode with your family and friends and let us know what you think about it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you find your podcasts. Subscribing is 100% free. Don't know how to subscribe? Don't worry about it. There's a video walking you through the process in the show notes below. We will see you next week, and thank you for listening.